We have 2.5 of questions today, I would say, because 2 questions are very similar, I would say. Okay, we will see. The first question is a bit separate from other 2. You said that we can strengthen the joy or piti by cultivating somanasse in everyday life, like ability to pay attention to simple joy, like hot tea or clear sky and so on. Are there any such life hacks to support sukha? Here we support piti, but are there any such life hacks to support sukha by any practice in everyday life? And let me translate it. Значит, вопрос такой первый. Вы говорили, что укрепить радость пити, да, вот медитативную радость, можно, культивируя в повседневной жизни соманассу, то есть умение обращать внимание на простые радости вроде горячего чая или чистого неба. А есть ли такие лайфхаки для поддержания сукхи?
So there are definitions in piti and sukha, it's quite similar in usually like in day-to-day life, but in meditation and in jhanas and all, we talk very we separate them and we we give definitions, no? So we were talking like what we talked also are quite similar in day-to-day life, and usually this is associated if you take the jhana. What happens is you feel very comfortable, and all the things like body pain and everything kind of disappears, and even many hours of practice also you can just stay. And in the third jhana, this is considered this is a good place we can identify and get to know this, because in third jhana, even the teachers explain, like it is the most how we can say in a way, like if people are considering sensual desires, in a worldly sense, this is the highest, the third jhana, because fourth jhana we don't get this sukha. It is replaced by upekha, but for a practitioner that is also very comfortable, but it's not so like how to say, it is a different experience for the practitioner or the meditator, and the equanimous mind is there. So it takes, so usually the teachers explain as this is the highest comfort or the pleasure. It's not a sensual pleasure or something like that, like we talk in other times, no? But in a worldly sense, if somebody is talking about pleasures, this is considered as the highest. So when you talk about these things, many things can bring us the mind of somanassa. Even in a bad way, means like usually anger and these things don't bring. It's the opposite of somanassa, no, it's domanasse. So in day-to-day life also, many things that make the mind arise is somanassa mind. So anything, for example, just like we talk in those examples, if something makes you happy and comfortable, even very little things, no, usually rapture, it has kind of like a very pleasantness, and then it has a lot of energy in it, and it is considered as more gross than sukha. That's why it's associated with the second jhana, no? And then when you relinquish that also, you see the how to say, it's more close to the first jhana, and the first jhana is more close to the 5 hindrances. It becomes gross and gross. So, and then you reflect upon those things, and then you focus your mind towards reaching the third jhana. So many things in day-to-day life, even very simple things, if it can make your mind happy and comfortable. So then even the most simplest things, just like we talked in piti, about piti, very simple things, maybe a little bit of hot water, no? Like so anything, even a pleasant word, no, of somebody, no, somebody just saying good morning or something, no. Also, we tell something very pleasant to somebody, even thinking something. So when you are practicing meditation, definitely we let these kind of minds, and when you are getting more and more free from the 5 hindrances, then what happens is like then we allow these minds to arise more and more consistently. But in day-to-day life, just like we talk, maybe a sunshine, maybe even the winter, no, if somebody sees, maybe we see children playing in the snow, no. So that allows, because a clear example is like when they say like this is the highest pleasure in the worldly sense. People have many things, from food to it goes, according to each person. So it could be good, it could be bad, no? Because lobo is also associated with somanasse. There are like minds of loba chitta that are associated with somanasse, no? But those are doesn't associated with. It's the opposite, no? So anything that makes the mind happy, and we can. It's actually according to the person. They change the perception of it, how they see it, how they hear it. No? For somebody like hearing very bad, harsh words, sometimes it could be like funny or like make them happy, no? Really, no? Like, and then some, if they hear some normal words or something, it can be very lame, no? They have fun from that. And some people, when they see violence or movies or something, no, they feel happy or thrilled, no? So this happiness, but we should focus more on something very gentle, and definitely which is like towards kusala, the wholesome mind, because that mind is also having somanassa sagat, either jnana sampyukta, no, with wisdom, and that also follows, no, there are like types of mind. So it's definitely the things we can do. Okay, so it was a lot, no? So please, if you can translate.
Окей. Бханте говорит, что вообще соманасса – это очень широкое понятие. То есть это, в принципе, любые вещи, которые делают наш ум счастливыми, такими, да, то есть комфортное состояние сообщают нашему уму, нам самим. И вообще говоря, это могут быть очень разные вещи. То есть некоторые люди, например, там чувствуют себя счастливыми, радуются, когда видят насилие, скажем, и так далее. Вот, поэтому мы, когда культивируем соманассу, мы, конечно, сосредотачиваемся на таких вещах, которые являются, ну, скажем так, благотворными, да, кусала, то есть не отмеченные там ненавистью, жадностью и заблуждением. Вот, то есть такие вещи, если мы обращаем на них внимание, а это вопрос именно как бы правильного обращения внимания, они приносят, ну, как бы более легкое, более счастливое состояние ума. А это, в свою очередь, сказывается в медитации. Что касается сукхе и пити, то эти два фактора, они очень на самом деле схожи, они не то что схожи, они очень связаны друг с другом. И когда мы в повседневной жизни, например, да, уделяем внимание каким-то приятным моментам, там, типа, там, не знаю, горячего чая, например, холодным вечером, то это не только радость, не только вот как бы такое приятное эмоциональное состояние, но и приятное такое более телесное, что ли, состояние, да. То есть это одновременно и пити, и сукха. То есть мы тем самым культивируем соманассе, она на самом деле дает как бы базу и для пити, и для сукхи. Поэтому здесь все остается то же самое. То есть когда что мы делаем для того, чтобы дать волю, что ли, дать ход пити, то же самое мы делаем и для того, чтобы дать ход сукхе. Просто сукха, она во многом кажется немного более, что ли, такой, ну, грубоватый, что ли, возбуждающий, да, а сукха, она более уклоняется в сторону блаженного, такого очень комфортного состояния. Вот, то есть так это как бы немного разные оттенки одного и того же. Окей?
So, yeah. So if we see, like, for example, the sukha is the opposite of uddhacca kucca, no? It's in the, so if you think about uddhacca kucca, it happens in day-to-day life also, no? The wandering mind, as well as the mind that has remorse. In day-to-day life also, if a person can focus on things that are they are focused, no, for something. If you just say like something like music, no, or for that time period also, even if they are focusing on something else also, no, maybe a movie or something, or even scenery, no, or walking in a forest, or going for a walk, no. So at that time, their mind is on that usually, most of the time, no. So then they feel kind of like, so usually in both the definition, I was trying to see whether I was okay, no, like really see. So the definitions, like it says in pleasure. So this is called pleasure and this is called joy, no? One is called pleasure and one is called joy. And then experiencing desirable, tangible objects. And then in joy, it is experiencing desirable objects. The definitions, no? So, so then it's almost, it seems similar, no, in what the aspects of it. But the thing is, like, they act differently, and in day-to-day life, if a person can free themselves from like things like the wandering mind and remorse. If you take like things like depressed, or like, or if you are thinking of the past, no, like, or something that happened in the past, or we are afraid of the future, no, then the happiness and all in the present moment disappears. No? So and then we'll come to another point, like how a person can turn in anything, no? Just like rapture or joy, like we can change our mind or the perception of it.
Okay. Значит, у нас фактор сукхи, он противоположен помехе удача кукуча, то есть неустойчивость, непоседливость ума и такое как бы сожаление, да, тяжелое состояние ума. То есть когда у нас возникает фактор сукхе, да, то есть вот это вот блаженство, так можно перевести. Наш ум стабилизируется, он становится спокойнее. И мы это можем, в принципе, наблюдать даже в повседневной жизни. Например, когда мы гуляем в лесу, скажем, да, нам хорошо там как-то и так далее, мы меньше думаем о каких-то беспокоящих вещах, да, наш ум меньше отвлекается на такие вещи. Вот. Собственно, наверное, на этом основан эффект отпуска на море, да, то есть там очень много вот этих каких-то блаженных факторов, и они нам позволяют перейти в более спокойное состояние ума, меньше отвлекаться. И вот мы, в принципе, таким образом, усиливая вот эти факторы, можем факторы, допустим, блаженства, да, сукхи, мы можем уменьшать помеху, да, помеху соответствующую датчику кучи. Вот сейчас Бханте чуть подробнее, как я понял, еще об этом поговорит. Мгм.
So piti is the opposite of anger.
Мгм.
Anger, hate, envy, jealousy, all this line up. And then this is the opposite of the wandering mind, uddhacca and kukucca, of the five hindrances. They act in our day-to-day life also. And then later we will understand like the meditation or our practice or the path and our life are not two different things. It's the same. How we react in day-to-day life is usually the way we react in our sitting or the practice time, not only sitting, standing, walking, anything. So then we can see like in like a small sample, we can see how our mind is actually reacting, working, and many things. So just like meditation, for example, we take the corpse, no? So usually a corpse is not a pleasant thing. And then there are like 10, no? Dasa subha. So then there are like bodies and the bloating ones with the maggots, no? And then with all the parts. And in normal cases, like it's even difficult to look at one. No, it's not easy, no? Like see, and you feel sad, either feel sad or upset. So or even frightened can, fear also can happen. But a meditation practitioner, they use this, and what happens is like they can turn into jhana even. So it is the way like we use the perception. We say rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana, five. So usually when it comes to the eye or when we hear about something or even taste, feel, no? So according to those rupas that come, then it brings some kind of sensation. Then the identification or the perception part, the natural habit is like what we are used to is we take it as bad, horrible, or something, or some experience from the past, or how we identify it. So in meditation and all, what we do is the way we see it or the perception, we make it change. Then what happens is the whole mind thing. Not only that, the sanya, sankhara, vijnana, they also start changing. For example, if you take the example of the corpse, then what happens is like then the whole formation starts changing. You can turn it into a meditation object, or you can reflect upon it. Then the knowing also with the consciousness, that also starts changing, because it's like a filtration process, like how it comes along, then it's finally recognized or known by the mind. It happens very fast, but when when we start practicing and getting used to it, and even in normal states also, there are people like they try to see the goodness in everything, no? Even you see some people, like if some real tough situations happen, the way their reaction is quite different from a, no? Sometimes you may be thinking like, oh, this person is not sad, no? Like everybody should be sad. But actually, they are in a higher level, no? Because the way they see it, or they are not so affected by it, even if it's something really close, no? Maybe some part of me of the past life or something. But some people in the real most hard, worst of situations also, you see them smiling, no? And or well, like even more jovial than a person who is really having some much better situation. No? So, for example, if you see like the changing of the perception, like there's the old story, you know, like one person was thinking about a pair of shoes, and then he was thinking uh, from the past, and then from the future towards the future, and then he was feeling very sad, no? Then there was a person who didn't have both his legs, not only shoes, like, and he came and said it was a beautiful day, and he said, what a beautiful day it is, no? So then this person was thinking like, I'm just thinking about a pair of shoes. This person, without even having both his legs, he sees much beauty, or he's like happy, no? So it can have a huge change in day-to-day life. So we can, for anything, even what we considered as bad situations, also we can alter it and bring in happiness. By
Окей. И далее мы, развивая нашу, ну, соответственно, да, как мы знаем, что если вот противоположность сукхе – это удача кукуча, то противоположность пити – это, соответственно, биопада, то есть это отторжение, ненависть, неприязнь, там, огорчение и так далее. Вот, то есть мы, усиливая вот эти вот факторы, мы, по сути, уменьшаем присутствие помехи. И естественным образом это сказывается и в нашей медитации. То есть присутствие соответствующих помех уменьшается и в медитации. А как это делается? Это вопрос изменения точки зрения, изменения того, как мы смотрим на вещи. Если мы по-другому начинаем расценивать какое-либо событие, да, то, соответственно, мы начинаем по-другому чувствовать это событие, по-другому мыслить о нем, по-другому у нас другие реакции возникают, другое сознание. И мы видели, вы видели, наверное, таких людей, которые даже вроде бы в самой трудной ситуации улыбаются и, значит, сохраняют бодрое такое, как бы, благорасположение духа, так сказать. И они даже счастливее выглядят, чем многие те, кто в данный момент находится в хорошей такой комфортной ситуации, да. Как в одной из притч описывалась такая ситуация, что человек один, значит, у него не было ботинок, он постоянно об этом думал, как бы, значит, раздобыть хорошую пару обуви, вот, а потом он и так заморачивался все время об этом, а потом он увидел человека, который вообще был без ног, да, и он, значит, этот человек, безногий человек, радовался солнцу, радовался дню и говорил, какой сегодня прекрасный день. И тогда тот человек, который думал о ботинках, он как раз задумался, что как бы у этого человека вообще ног нет, а он, тем не менее, радуется жизни, да, а у меня, ты понимаешь, я из-за каких-то ботинок так сильно заморачиваюсь и чувствую себя несчастным. Вот, то есть все зависит на самом деле от точки зрения, от того, как мы трактуем события, а не от событий как таковых. Поэтому наша задача научиться изменять точку зрения на события. Не могу не отметить, это прямо один в один стоицизм, да? То есть очень много пересечений я нахожу. Мгм. Окей, Бханте.
So I was rechecking the proper real definitions because
Мгм.
I cannot lie, you know. So actually, like when you take somanasse, so it connects with the things we were talking before. Like somanasse is ishtaraman. Ishtaraman is like, but it can change from. That's why we were telling, you know, some people with very harsh words, so they do some bad thing, no, loba chitta, no, and or they're greedy, or they, you know, some food or even alcohol or anything, no. Then, but for their mind, it's ishta. They have a liking towards that. So in somanasa chitta, what happens is, like it says, how to translate it, ishtaramanya, like the object you like, you are enjoying it.
Мгм.
Okay, enjoy.
Мгм.
But in jhanas, this is a different story. Yeah, like
Мгм.
it's not like there's no akusala or anything like that in that. And in piti, what is explained exactly as the definition, it says like you have a very pleasant feeling in the body as well as the mind. So that is associated with the object mostly, and you enjoy that object from any sense door that appears. But then rapture, when you are talking, the exact definition, how it says is like uh, the pleasantness that is within the body as well as the mind. So then we have like a more clear cut, no, like very precise, no.
Мгм. Просто Бханте посмотрел определение более точное терминов, и вот соманасса– это чувство, когда мы наслаждаемся, получаем удовольствие от объекта. А пити– это чувство, когда мы чувствуем, ощущаем приятность и в уме, и в теле. Вот, то есть там нюансы такие определенные есть, да, то есть соманасса– это не обязательно какое-то благотворное состояние, а это термин достаточно широкий. Ну, это просто вот, чтобы разделить термины, да, уточнить терминологию. Мгм.
So the other thing is like in upeka, they take the middle madhyastaram, like it's not like neither very thing that you like most or you dislike, but you are still enjoying it, no, like it's like you taste something, no, you take some piece of food and you taste it inside your mouth, uh, no, like you toffee or something, you keep it in the mouth and then you feel the taste again and again and again, no. So in upeka, it's the middle one, and in dosa, what happens is anishtaramana, like if the things you dislike, still you kind of like enjoy, uh, like or you rasa vindya, like you taste it, say there's some very unpleasant thing, but you take it and put it in your mouth and then you start tasting it again and again, no. So this is in somanasa, that is something you like, so it can be akusala even, no. Uh, but you still enjoy it. I don't know whether it's the proper word, because the translate, when you translate it, it seems like, or it seems like, say, for example, if you take if a person likes sweets, no, they maybe put a piece of sweet or a toffee or something, no, and or chocolate, and then they again and again feel the taste, no, and they like it, no, very much. And then in upeka also there is some kind, but that's why in upeka ekagata also, then the person takes this into the mind at that object, and then that also they kind of like enjoy or taste it, no. Then the opposite is in domanasse. That's why the anger and all tends to stay, though it arises and passes, but people keep it, no, because there is some pleasure or some they think like say something really they don't like, but they take it, and the translation I don't know exactly how to say, but they don't let it go, however harsh or anything. It's like a bone, like a dog or a puppy chewing a bone. Maybe it likes it, but for us it's not. No. And if we take the bone and put it in our mouth and then try to feel, and then they say that the blood also comes, no, for the dog. Or in Sri Lanka we have the elephants, and there are very thorny trees, and they break it and they like it because it hurts. It makes wounds or scratches inside their mouth, and actually they're tasting their blood in a way, but they like maybe the mixture of that plant and everything together, but they like it. So people also, even anger, things like anger, they tend to keep it, because that's why when you see something happening to some people you don't like, it brings happiness, right? For some, very good, no, this happened. They are happy, But even in other times also, they don't let it go, because there is some kind of like again and again they are kind of like tasting it, just like the other two also.
And about the upeka, we tested, but not don't enjoy it, or what?
Enjoying is not the exact word, this is the closest word, rasa vindima. That it is like, what I can say is like, it's somebody taking something and tasting it again and again and again, no? So it can, maybe it's not pleasant, but they keep it and they don't put it out, no, they don't. So even when you say upeka, it's not so gross like the both other ends, but still there is, it is a vedana sensation, right? Upeka vedana. So you feel it, no? Feeling is also, but you don't let it go, no, like you tend to keep it.
Okay.
That's why even fourth jhana, like people can be born in fourth jhana realms, no, because they have tanha upadana, and then that upadana pacaya bhava pacaya jati, no? They even can make a new life form and be born in the jhanas, even jhanic realms, even, because you have to have avijja, no, like and tanha to be reborn, otherwise you won't be born, no. You have to have ignorance, and you have to have the craving, and because of craving there's the clinging, upadana. So there is attachment, there is craving, and all because of ignorance.
Okay, I see. Итак, тут Бханте объясняет немножко подробнее разницу между соманассе, доманассе и упека. То есть все эти три случая, все эти три понятия, они имеют отношение к как бы пробованию, да, то есть человек берет некий объект, и он его постоянно пробует, он постоянно как бы находится с этим объектом, не отпускает его. Это вот как вот, допустим, соманассе, это как мы взяли, скажем, конфету или шоколад, и его как бы вот пробуем, держим во рту и чувствуем вкус, да. Это, допустим, соманассе. Доманасса – это когда мы берем что-то неприятное и все равно его пробуем, не отпускаем. На самом деле человек постоянно по жизни занимается такой вот ерундой, что он берет какие-то неприятные штуки и все время их как бы не отпускает и пробует, как бы, да. Там мы думаем о неприятных людях там и так далее, там о неприятных событиях. Если что-то происходит такое неприятное, кто-то там уже там что-то громко разговаривает, мы все время там как бы уделяем этому внимание и все время, ну, нам же неприятно, но мы все равно уделяем этому внимание. Вот это вот как раз доманасса. Мы продолжаем это чувствовать. А упека – это среднее между этими двумя крайностями. То есть когда мы тоже продолжаем чувствовать нечто, пробовать что-то постоянно снова и снова, воспроизводить вот это вот ощущение, да, но невозможно сказать, что оно какое-то сильно приятное или сильно неприятное, оно такое ровное, да, как мы взяли там, не знаю, какой-нибудь там хлеб, скажем, такой самый простой, и вот его пробуем, и вроде бы там нет ничего такого ни сверхприятного, ни сверхнеприятного, но тем не менее мы его пробуем. Именно поэтому, поскольку даже в этом есть некая такая тонкая привязанность, даже в упеке, то это не является, собственно, освобождением, даже если оно реализовано в такой рафинированной форме, как в четвертой джане. Да? Даже если мы реализовали четвертую джану, то мы перерождаемся в сансаре, пусть и это очень высокая сфера, четвертая джана, но тем не менее это сансара, и это означает, что в нас есть еще какая-то привязанность. Привязанность вот как раз выражается в том, что мы вот постоянно пробуем объект вот этот вот, да, то есть это вот упека и кагата, да, то есть однонаправленность ума, вроде бы это упека, но тем не менее это вот завязанность на объекте. Мы не отпускаем этот объект, да, вот, то есть во всем этом есть такая вот тонкая привязанность, так скажем. Мгм.
So we can break to another two also, like for example, that's why we say this later on, no? Like that's why some people or even animals, no, taking something dirty and they just bite, no, some dirty rag, or even like you see puppies, dogs, no, even some smelly, dirty thing like we don't even touch, no, they would take it and maybe chew on it, no, and again, it's as if it's something really nice. So we can see in Loba Chitta also there's somanas. In Kusala Chitta also there is somanas. But there's a whole difference in it, no? For example, maybe somebody's doing some bad habit, no? Maybe smoking or something like that. They know it will kill them, right? Or like if somebody has cirrhosis, but still they drink, no? Because there is some kind of pleasure in that. That's why they don't stop. Like they keep on doing it, no? Even if it's like, even if they have cancer or something, maybe they still want to do it. Even with, if it's, that's why even drug addicts, no? Like they say this some kind of new things, it even melts the skin, no? But still they take it, no? And then it becomes an addiction. So there is somanasa, but what happens is it's very dangerous in now, and the worst part is the karma that is brought up. So Loba Chitta also brings, no? Like if you see like some people kill, no, like animals. So when they see this, like other animals, no, when they see, they don't think this is a living being or something. They think this is food. But humans sometimes they just kill for fun, no? They go hunting or like sport hunting, or they call it something, no? So the animal is just eating or something. They just go and kill, not for your own food, right? But in the killing moment, it's definitely dosa. But maybe first and later on also, it could be lobha. But both will bring very bad things. But kusala chitta, it brings pleasure. No, there is somanasse, definitely. No? You cannot do kusala with domanasse, no? So, but what you can do with upeka, you can person can do with upeka, but that's also much better, no, than domanassa. No? But what happens is the karma is very good with it. So yeah, like there is somanassa in both kusala and akusala. But what happens in now, for example, like a drug addict, no? Now they have all kinds of things, no, very, very dangerous, very lethal. And you see young people, no, like suffering a lot, young or anybody, no? But still they take, no? And then, but kusala is totally different. It brings happiness now and in the future also. And the karma is also very good with it.
Мы понимаем, что соманасса может присутствовать и в благотворных явлениях, и в неблаготворных, да, и в кусала, и в акусала, и там может быть соманасса. Но разница в том, что в благотворных явлениях та соманасса, которая присутствует, она никогда не связана с лобха и с моха, да, то есть она всегда приносит только благие плоды и сейчас, и в будущем. То есть кусала, явления благотворные, они могут сопровождаться соманасса, то есть приятным чувством, либо упека, то есть невозмутимостью. Доманасса никогда там не присутствует. Если мы возьмем неблаготворные какие-то явления, да, они тоже могут действия, они могут сопровождаться соманассой, приятным чувством, как, например, там, не знаю, наркотики, да, какие-то или курение. Но это приятное чувство, оно сопровождается также лобха, то есть жадностью, и оно приносит неблагие плоды и сейчас, и в будущем. И это очень плохая карма. То есть разница вот в этом, да. То есть соманасса может быть и там, но есть, как говорится, нюансы.
And then we can come to a nice place we call asvada, adinava, nisarana. Asada means there is pleasure. So even Lord Buddha said, like, otherwise people won't get caught up in it. No? Then, but the next step is there's adina. Adina means like the huge price to pay. This is mostly in akusala, definitely in akusala. No? So there is pleasure. No? That's why people, even if they're getting sick or even if they know they will die, no, but they still do, no? So even if they say, oh no, if you keep on doing this, you'll die very shortly, but still they do. Or they see their body parts dissolving or anything, but they still do. Or cause pain to maybe animals or something, but still do, right? Yeah. So and the next thing is like the huge price that has to be paid later on. Price means like karma, and not only that, like later on or at some point, like lot of remorse appears. That's why in like the 5 precepts and all, they say don't do these things, no? Because it is akusala, and then like yeah, we can relate to this also like kukucha. No? It connects, no? All these things connects, no? So kukucha, no? Remorse. So then what happens is then nisarana means when a person realizes this, okay, this is like a trap. Then you get caught in this, and we are living in a sensual realm, no? Human world, deva world is sensual realm, and we have been born here because we wanted it. We had craving towards it. That's why we were born here, in this sensual realm. So then there's a huge price also to pay. For example, like karma or sensual is explained in many. It's like a vulture or a bird having a piece of meat, no? And then this is just one example, right? Like then the other vultures also come and try to fight and try to take it away. So it could be money, it could be family, no, or male or female partner or anything. There's a constant struggle, no? And it could be snatched away anytime. We never know, right? Yeah? So anything, no, money, just walk on the street, somebody can rob, no, or your house or anything, no? So there's a huge danger, and not in that, it's said in many other ways also. Examples, it's like a torch, or like a you light a torch, no, in all days. Then it starts burning, and it burns your hand, no? And then sometimes it's as a pointed object that strikes a person. So many examples, but they don't say good, no? For example, in Aditya Pariyaya Sutta, no, Buddha ask simile, like he asked, no, like there was a volcano, and he asked, like how to explain this, like he asked whether it's better to like hug the volcano or hug maybe they were all males there or something, no, very beautiful girl, no, so who is very young and no, how to say, very tender, no, smooth. And then usually when you compare, no, who would hug a volcano, no, but he said it's better to hug a volcano, you'll just die once. But if you get caught in that, no, you don't know how many times you'll have to burn and burn. And because the sensual part is very dangerous, and people get carried away. It's not like that a householder can live their life, no. But that's why they say in the five precepts also, kamesu michachara, no? Like but if they go like wayward and out of limits, then it can be very dangerous, no, even ruin lives or even lose their lives, no. And the worst is the karma factor. So if a person sees these things adinava, then it turns into nisarana. Nisarana means trying to be free. So in a way, like when a person practices the jhana also, in just concentration level, there is a huge thing, like they can at least free their minds from the sensual and have a mind state more higher or above these things. It's much more pleasurable and comfortable and peaceful in a worldly sense. That's why the third jhana is considered as the highest of worldly pleasures. So there's another nice example. We'll talk about that, and then we'll come back to the main question also, how to do it in day-to-day life, no? So, but please like translate, like say, asada. Buddha, even Lord Buddha said, like, there is, no, others, people or beings would not get caught in it. And then adinava, the huge price we have to pay in this life, this moment, and we have to do many sacrifice, no. And some, even not only us, no, the animals also, they sometimes they fight, no, for a mate and kill, no, or like even the lion, they fight, and then one has usually dies, no, or a huge 4 or 5 comes and kills the lion that was, and they not only that, they kill the babies and everything of that previous king, no. So then if a person sees this life, this moment, and everything, and even what can happen in the future, when if it turns into lobha and goes on and on and on, no, then nisarana, which we can attach next with the example.
Okay, and I'm sorry, asada. How to translate asada?
Asada is like a asada. Asada is like pleasure.
Pleasure, price, and liberation.
Yeah, it's not, price is not the exact word there, not the exact, but it's like the gross reality that a person, because it doesn't come, cannot say there. You have to pay, do something, no, or you have to do some sacrifice of that, no, for that, either earn money or
Okay.
keep,
Yeah. Okay.
no.
I see. Okay. Итак,
And nisarana, finally.
yeah, не сразу. Okay. Итак, мы, по сути, здесь говорим о процессе, который был описан Буддой в 3 этапах. Это асада, адинава и нисарана. Первая осада – это приятные явления, да, к которым мы стремимся. Они действительно есть, и все нормально. В сансара полна таких вещей. Но дело в том, что за эти приятные переживания приходится платить высокую цену или жертвовать, что ли, да, как сказать, приносить большую жертву, чтобы получить эти вещи, да, то есть если мы там гонимся за богатством, то мы получаем очень неспокойный ум, очень много активности нездоровой, там, а то еще и потом потеряем то, что заработали и прочее, прочее, то есть беспокойство, то еще и придется преступления какие-то совершать и так далее. Вот, там, как Будда говорит, что в одной из сут, что представьте, говорит, себе жаркий пылающий огонь и, скажем, очень красивую, приятную женщину, девушку. И как вы думаете, что лучше было бы обнять эту девушку или этот огонь, так сказать? И говорит, что лучше обнять огонь, чем эту девушку, потому что с огнем вы, по крайней мере, просто обожжетесь один раз и все. А с девушкой вы будете страдать долго. Вот, то есть это просто ловушка, по сути. И когда человек понимает, что вот есть такая штука, как это одиново, да, то есть это цена, которую мы платим за удовольствие, он переходит к 3 стадии нисарана, это то есть стремление к освобождению. И как раз вот об этой 3 стадии и дальше Бханте будет говорить.
And then there's a nice example, like they say, maybe you have heard this, kutta. Kutta means like kushta. Kushta means like a body rash, a bit like leprosy, but it's a very itchy rash that happens. And then this person is very uncomfortable. So then they start scratching. When they scratch, they feel kind, because that other sensation is overpowered by this. Sometimes when a mosquito bites, we scratch it, no? And we think it's gone, but we put more. Sometimes mosquito just makes one place, but we scratch and there are many scratch marks, no? So, but these people, the whole body is itchy and very uncomfortable. So they scratch, and many wounds and it start appear. And not only that, the maggots and worms also start, and it always like it's like wobbling and So they used to do is they scratch, scratch, scratch. Not only that, in broad daylight, when it's very hot. So usually this story came from India. So it's very hot, no? And then in the like 12 noon, even at that time, they would build the fire. And because of this body itch, they all would gather around, those patients or sick people would gather and how to say, be near the fire and put their hands and body and all this near the fire. So at that moment, they feel better. So they say like one patient like this, a sick person, the relatives and then some good people, they felt sorry for him, no? So they took him some other and cured him. And Buddha asked, like, now when he's walking, his old friends are there, right? Who used to scratch. They say, come, 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 come. You were scratching before, no? But he doesn't know, he doesn't carry that disease, and he doesn't need to scratch, no? So, but they say, come, 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 come. You come and scratch with us. Or they say, like, you also in our gang, no? So now we made this fire. You also come in broad daylight. But he would not dare. Buddha said, like, even if four strong people gather him by his arms and legs, one holding each arm, no, and each leg, and try to put him near the fire, but he would try to run away, escape. So likewise, the itch and the scratch is like sensual desire. So when we have the urgency, to see, hear, smell, taste, and it doesn't stop, it gets more and more, and then it's like you have to go into broad daylight and be near a fire. The itch is more, no? It starts maybe from a small thing, but it grows and grows and grows and becomes more and more grosser. Maybe you'll be born in a place that needs all this, and then it will go down and down and down. Even a person, no, like maybe they just start something, no, maybe just to see some drugs or something as teenager or something, but the addiction went more. And so I have met some people, like they were testing the brand new ones, no, that came, and they needed more and more and more and more dose. And I watched this documentary also, like they need one to go high, and they need another one, I don't know, cocaine and some other thing, and they need another shot to come down back again. So they inject into all kind of places, and then so like the sniffing is not enough. They showed in that documentary, they call it a waste. So they want to directly like put it into the veins. That also they need more and more places that is very responsive. So some people even go to places like you cannot even imagine, like the pelvic area and all, like just to give that dosage very quickly to the body. So then sensual desire is considered like that. And then a person who goes to the first jhana is like the person who is cured. Then if you drag that person by force even to that, uh, he or she doesn't want it anymore, because that is more comfortable. No, you don't have to scratch until you get hurt and the maggots and worms come, right? Or you don't have to be in the fire, in the broad daylight, which is already like super hot, no? Uh, 40, 50, some Celsius, no? Uh, then, uh, then when a person comes to second jhana, first jhana looks like the rash and the scratching and the itching and the scratching and being near the fire. And when a person goes to the third jhana, then all those things that were behind is like the rash and itching and the scratching and the fire. And the fourth jhana, the 7, 6, 6, 7, 8, and then they explain about Magapala. And then all below that becomes like the itching and the scratching, and the fire. So if a person gets more and more cured, they they would see much and more happiness, much and more pleasure in the proper way also, which is very wholesome, pure. That's why no wonder they call the third jhana in the worldly sense. But then when a person goes to Magapala, then it's permanent, no?
And Nibbana Sukha is because there is no Vedana.
Yeah. Nothing, no. Then surely, Nibbana Paraman Sukha. That's why they say, like, even Arahantas, they want to, like, they wish to be Parinibbai. Then the physical pains, all these things are also no more. Then they can totally submerge into Nibbana. But as long as they live, they have to go through their karma, the bodily pains, aging, all these things. But only physically, mentally, but they'll feel the sensations or the pains, But that's why they call Nibbana Paramasukha. Then that person is cured forever.
Okay, that's wonderful. Бханте рассказывает такую как бы аналогию. Она тоже из суд. Она вот как выглядит, значит. Есть такое заболевание в Индии, вообще вот в этом регионе. Оно как типа чесотки, что ли. Такой, как бы все тело начинает зудеть, зуд по всему телу, человек начинает чесаться, не может остановиться, и появляются язвы, ранки, раны, потом там еще черви какие-нибудь заводятся и так далее. И, в общем, все это очень печально происходит. Вот. И лечится это, так, древний традиционный способ – это нагревание человека, да, это вот разводят там большой огонь, значит, угли, и когда они горячие, человека, так сказать, помещают туда к ним ближе, и вот через нагревание эта кожа как бы начинает излечиваться. И вот это не проказа, это какое-то другое заболевание. И человек, который так заболел таким образом, да, Будда как бы говорит, что представьте, человек заболел таким образом, и родственники, значит, хотят ему помочь, и они делают этот вот большой костер, яму с углями, и зовут его, чтобы он подошел, но там же жарко, а в Индии еще жарко, а там еще жарче. Вот, и он как бы не хочет идти туда, и, значит, даже если 4 человека там за руки и за ноги его возьмут и потащат, он будет сопротивляться, потому что там жарко очень. Но, тем не менее, это и к его пользе. Но, тем не менее, он не хочет этого, да, и вот точно так же вот эти чувственные удовольствия, чувственные ощущения, которые мы встречаем в мире, они похожи вот на этот зуд. Мы постоянно к ним как бы возвращаемся, постоянно расчесываем это, да. Самый яркий пример – это, конечно, вот наркомания. То есть люди просто, на них живого места не остается, они, тем не менее, все равно продолжают, значит, к этому удовольствию возвращаться и так далее. Вот. И мы все время пытаемся вот найти это удовлетворение, но на самом деле только усугубляем ситуацию, расчесываем еще сильнее то, что у нас есть. И вот джаны – это с джановых состояний начинается исцеление от этого зуда. И первая джана – это вот как будто бы мы приблизились к этому костру, и эта болезнь начала отступать. Потом вторая джана, если мы находимся во второй джане, смотрим на первую, то для нас уже первая джана, она такая полна зуда. Потом то же самое в третьей джане, вторая джана полна тоже вот этого вот зуда. И постепенно зуд уменьшается, да, по мере того, как мы продвигаемся по джанам, а потом еще и по бесформным вот этим состояниям, по мере того, как мы приближаемся к ниббане. И ниббана, она именно поэтому является счастьем, потому что там отсутствует вот это ведана самое, да, то есть вот это вот зуд, вот этот. Именно поэтому это счастье. И когда в той сути Сарипутту спрашивают, почему ниббана – это счастье, он говорит, это отсутствие веданы. И его спрашивают, как же так, это же отсутствие веданы. Он говорит, оно именно поэтому и счастье, что отсутствие веданы. Это именно вот в этом смысле, что отсутствует вот этот зуд сансары, да, зуд чувственных желаний, удовольствий и так далее. Таким образом. Okay.
So please tell when you come to day-to-day activities. And another reason is scratching and the fire is very temporary. It's very temporary. Then soon as you stop, it starts again. And it's because the urge and all these things are always happening, no? And you cannot finish, no? Which is the extent, no? Or that's why it is, in a way, it's said like it's not totally satisfactory. And then some things that brought you pleasure, that can, in the very next moment, it can bring you sadness. For example, somebody had some very precious thing, somebody steals it or it breaks. And then the same thing that brought you pleasure, then it can turn the total opposite, no? And even if you have it, it's very temporary. And you'll try to seek something more. So it's always in day-to-day life, it's always like good to go towards kusala. It's okay, like to enjoy in the sense, like in a good way, without hurting anybody or anything like that. No, doing harmful things, and because that makes you very content. Then you can be happy in whatever situation or whatever things you have. That also brings happiness, no? And even very simple things, just like we talked about joy, no? And if a person goes more towards kusala, like helping people, talking better, no? And actions and words, no? Even the thinking. And just like that example, if you go more without, because if if sensual things are considered like the rash, when you go to first jhana, and when person goes to second jhana, the first jhana is considered like the rash, because these are also temporary, right? And more gross. So then try to go towards more solid things in life, no? So then you will have more happiness, and then just like we told, like nibbana paramasukha, then even in sotapanna stage, the person can have. So all the others below are considered like the rash. So we can be happy with small things in life, but we know it's temporary, and it can bring us even suffering, no, or sadness. So that's why we need to go to higher and higher, and then permanent, and then even be free forever, no? Like that's why nibbana paramasukha. Because we cannot be scratching all the time and waiting, no? It's very temporary and very harmful.
И таким образом мы понимаем, что все наши удовольствия в повседневной жизни, они дают очень временный результат, очень временное удовлетворение. Это вот как та самая чесотка, когда мы чешемся, нам вроде бы полегче, но на самом деле мы все только усугубляем, и потом будет еще хуже. Вот. И именно поэтому, когда мы начинаем вот понимать, что практика-то на самом деле уменьшает вот это вот зуд, то мы чем дальше, тем быстрее начинаем двигаться по пути к освобождению, потому что мы все более отчетливо понимаем, что вот это реально дает настоящее облегчение, а не погоня за удовольствиями, к которым мы привыкли. Мгм.
And then, like if a person can live in the moment, present moment, without the past or the future, and then things like maranasmati, so a person like knows the importance of the moment, because it would be a total different moment next, no? And we don't know, no, next breath we won't maybe have. So it's not like say like life is not forever and we can do anything, no? Even any because no, but it's not the case. But if it's like this moment, we try to even enjoy this moment in a wholesome way, much more, no? That is one, like be in the present moment without the past and the future attached to it as much as possible, no? Focus and be there, present in anything, no? Whatever you do, no? In a good way. And the other thing is like if we even things like maranasmati can bring you there, but if you think like what if I cannot do this in the next moment, right? Which is true, no? Just something like maybe we cannot breathe again, no? It can happen, no? We can choke, we can go to restaurant and eat, and some people choke. The food gets stuck on their throat, no? They were enjoying, but next moment the food is stuck. Even in adults, no? So any moment, like if we can understand in a good way, wholesome way, like this is the moment, no? We don't know about the next moment. So why not live properly and fully when a conversation, no, fully there. And we don't know about the next moment. And the other thing is like bring your full attention to that. One is like to be in the present moment, and then number two is like hacks, no, in day-to-day life to bring my. So meditation helps in all these things. So to be in the present moment without the past and the future, and then to know like there's another one we can say. Just to know maybe the next moment we couldn't do this. So even meditation or anything, even a glass of water, no, we don't know next moment. And number three is like we give our full attention there. We be fully there, whatever we do. Because if its mind is distracted, number three, like distracted, then even if you are doing something good, like the akusalas and karma can creep in. For example, you are doing some helping somebody, no? Then you try to judge and see, and you don't even get the pleasure of giving something or doing something for them. Maybe he goes and drinks with it, so does this, does that, no? But so you will lose the pleasure of even doing that wholesome thing. And yeah. This kind, there's one more. I'll come back to that.
Окей. Соответственно, мы приходим в повседневной жизни к тому, чтобы преодолеть вот это такое сансарное состояние погони за чувственными удовольствиями таким образом, что мы начинаем памятовать, что все непостоянно, что мы не можем знать, что будет дальше, и все может вообще прерваться в следующий момент, да, то есть вообще смерть может прийти в любой момент, да, или что-то может поменяться радикально просто завтра или там через час. То есть то, что мы живем в стабильной какой-то реальности, это совершенно иллюзия. Вот мы уже особенно знаем это хорошо, по 2022 году, который заканчивается. Значит, то есть все может поменяться очень быстро. И, соответственно, мы уделяем внимание тому, что мы делаем сейчас. Вот именно в данный момент мы полностью уделяем этому все свое внимание. Присутствуем в том, что мы делаем. И таким образом мы начинаем избавляться от погони за чувственными желаниями. Мгм.
And finally, be happy with what or content with what we have, because this is a key, in life to bring happiness. Because, or if you don't understand that, just see around you. Go to a hospital, go to a shelter, go to where people are suffering, and see. Not that you're proud, oh, I have this so much, but then you value if your kid, a child or something like is like complaining, no? Just take them maybe once a week to do some kusala, or go to a hospital. Then they will understand, no? Or orphanage, or some place like that even, and show, and just not to show like you're going to a zoo or something, but go and do some kusala, huh? And then you will understand like how many things. For example, we don't even walking on the on land also. It's a great thing. Many people cannot walk, some people are disabled from birth. So, and then some people, they have never seen any light with their eyes. So though we consider these things as normal or things, but they are very special things for many people. So if the contentment comes, that's a huge thing. Can make the life much more happier. And if we don't understand that, like please go and help in a place you can see, which people are not so fortunate as you.
Мгм. И вот из всего вышесказанного, вот из того, что мы присутствуем в настоящем моменте, вытекает такая штука, то есть как это происходит, вот то, что мы преодолеваем какие-то тяжелые состояния ума, мы культивируем в себе счастье и удовлетворенность тем, что мы имеем сейчас. То есть вплоть до того, что мы можем вспомнить о людях, которые не имеют столько, сколько мы имеем сейчас. Да? Кто-то там прикован к кровати, кто-то еще что-то. То есть не может встать там или еще какие-то вещи. То есть, а мы все это можем, да, то есть мы можем этим даже просто этому радоваться. То есть радоваться, учиться радоваться самым простым вещам. Хочу просто как бы еще и снова вспоминаю просто стоиков в связи с этим, потому что у них это тоже один из основополагающих факторов. То есть вот Бханте привел такой момент, что, допустим, если ребенок там как-то там жалуется на жизнь и так далее, можно взять его, скажем, в хоспис и там на какое-то время, ну, чтобы он помог там какие-то добрые дела делать, да, детям, которые там лежат с смертельными заболеваниями. И это наверняка поможет ребенку взглянуть на жизнь другими глазами. Да. Точно так же, например, стоики периодически делали, это я уже от себя добавляю, упражнения по аскезе. Например, они делали неделю, когда они питались самой простой пищей, спали на полу и так далее. И это делалось не для там, какой-то там самодисциплины и прочего, а именно для того, чтобы научиться радоваться простым вещам, что у них вот есть хлеб, что у них есть на чем спать, а потом, когда они возвращаются к нормальной жизни после упражнения, они радуются тому, что у них есть удобная кровать там, и так далее, более вкусная пища, чем они ели до этого. То есть или там современные стойки, они периодически ходят с этой именно целью в походы, не для того, чтобы там посмотреть на природу. Ну, может быть, и для этого тоже порадоваться, но цель основная именно в том, чтобы какое-то время пожить в таких походных, суровых условиях, вот, и после этого как бы им обычно их жизнь будет казаться очень приятной и радостной. Вот, то есть, ну, конечно, прибегать к таким вещам не обязательно, но суть в том, что мы таким образом вот учимся радоваться самым-самым простым вещам. Это как раз позволяет нам начать культивировать благие состояния соманассу. Мгм.
And then finally do kusala, at least one thing per day. That for me also it's like that. Like it makes the mind very happy. And maybe just one thing, but maybe it can fill up the whole day. And if you do more, I remember in my first retreat, no, like then I was a very young man, and I couldn't do anything. No, I wanted to run away from that retreat, really, like, and I hated it. No, like it was so tough and difficult. Like I could concentrate nothing. Then I thought, why am I staying here just eating the food? Maybe I do some good thing, because those days I was not trying to do anything. No, so then there were some elderly people. Then I started helping them. Then actually my mind starts calming down and I felt more happy. Then there was one person maybe with tuberculosis. Later I found out. Then I saw, because he had vomited blood and it was everywhere. And then uh, then I started helping him more. Luckily I didn't get it, but I was very happy. I felt I was doing something. And then actually the mind started settling down. Then I could meditate also. It really happened to me. First I felt like running away. When they asked me to count also, I counted sometimes like till 1,000, but nothing happened. And they say like keep the precepts, do this, do this. I was a lay person at that time. No, very young, no, just in my teenager. Then I ate all the food, and I really wanted to run away. But the kusala changed everything, and I felt I was doing something. I was happy to be there. Uh, so even in the worst of situations or anything, like if you start doing like when in office, no, you can feel very horrible there, no. But maybe some very simple, kind gesture or some help, no, then it can change the whole thing. Or just when you're walking on the street, doing something, helping a person, helping animal, no, then maybe that one thing can fill up the whole day. If you do more, that is kusala, right? That is the whole idea of kusala. And then it helps you to go to more things like even meditation also, because the mind is more calm and not with the defilements.
Very well. И у нас может быть какая-то даже одна вещь, просто мы делаем за день в день какую-то одну вещь благотворную, да, кусала, которая будет менять весь день в итоге. То есть Бханте рассказывает из опыта такую ситуацию, когда он был на первом ретрите, у него, там было настолько ему трудно, что он хотел сбежать оттуда. То есть там, сами понимаете, многие тоже бывали. Вот, и, ничего вообще не получалось и так далее. А тут он там увидел человека, который страдал от какой-то болезни, и он начал ему помогать. И вот эта помощь, она самого его наполняла радостью, и постепенно его ум тоже начал приходить в норму и меньше страдать, и медитация его стала исправляться. То есть это просто его вытащило, можно сказать, вот тогда из вот этого вот такого негативного состояния. Точно так же и мы можем какие-то такие очень простые вещи делать, ну, самые простые, там, не знаю, как, что-нибудь там, помочь животному какому-то там или еще кому-то там, прохожему, там, ну, все что угодно, да, какие-то благотворные вещи, там, что-нибудь связанное с любящей добротой и так далее. Просто найти какие-то такие простые вещи, которые мы можем делать и которые являются кусала. А кусала, именно благотворное состояние, оно всегда помогает. В этом плане оно всегда приносит благотворные последствия, благотворные плоды. Поэтому это верное средство для того, чтобы исправить состояние ума.
So this is one reason the Buddha, Lord Buddha, he said like the four viriyas, sammapadana, no? So one is like to remove the akusala that is already, that came. And then number two is like do not let the akusala which is not yet born, no? And then he turned into kusala, because all the other things that go towards, no, the factors of enlightenment, they are all kusala. But he started there, right? And then he said, like, bring out the kusala that is not yet born, no? Bring it out, no? Bring it up. And whichever the kusala that is already there, improve it, increase it, no? So this is clearly explained, no? So then you can go to the next ones like that. Then to Bojjhangas and even the Eightfold Path even. Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, and so which leads to enlightenment.
Okay. Именно поэтому об этом идет речь в 4 правильных усилиях, которые являются частью восьмеричного благородного пути. И в них как раз говорится, что мы следим за тем, чтобы возникшие акусала исчезли, то есть мы стремимся к тому, чтобы они исчезли. Мы следим за тем, чтобы акусала не появлялись. Мы следим за тем, чтобы кусала появлялись, наоборот, да, то есть мы их как продуцируем, зарождаем, и мы следим за тем, чтобы кусала не исчезали. То есть если у нас есть кусала в уме, то, соответственно, акусала исчезают и не появляются. То есть это суть правильного усилия, не что иное как, да, и поэтому дальше уже мы идем с этой базы уже и к факторам просветления и так далее.
So let us finish this question, like with the verse. No, every Buddha said, "Sabba papa sakarana, kusala supasam, pajitta etam Buddha." So all the Buddhas, no, this is like a verse that all the Buddhas use. And at some point, when the first Arahantas are there, these were, and in some sasanas, only these, no rules, these verses, no. So now the one is like refrain from all evil, refrain yourself, no, sabba papa sakarana, kusala supasampada, no, bring up.
How to translate it?
Sabba papas akarana. Papas is like all akusala, no? And refrain akarana, not karana, no? Then then kusala sopasampada. Then bring up the kusala, wholesome, pure, no? So this, and then sachitta pariyodapana, purify the mind.
Yeah, okay. It's from Dhammapada.
Yeah. And this is a verse that and etam buddha anusasana. So this is a verse that all the Buddhas preach. Not only the Gautama Buddha, all Buddhas. It's called Oa the Patimok also. Like it's a advisory thing. And some sasanas, they just, and even the first cream before they put out all these Vinaya rules for especially the bhikkhus, this was like the just these verses were used because they were like the cream, no? They were very pure. So and not only this sasana, all the sasanas they had been using. So this is the saying of all Buddhas. It's very pure, very valuable.
Okay. И закончим обсуждение этого вопроса словами Будды, да, известными из Дhammapada, как раз там, где он говорит, что Дhamma, которую проповедуют все Будды, да, заключается в том, что мы устраняем неблаготворное, да, то есть, по сути, все акусала, культивируем благотворное, то есть культивируем кусала и очищаем наш ум. Да, вот это вот известное изречение, оно, в общем-то, вот тоже об этом. Устраняем неблаготворные факторы, культивируем благотворные и очищаем ум, то есть сосредотачиваем ум, то есть, занимаемся медитацией. Вот в этом вся суть Дhamмы. Да, и все Будды именно об этом и говорят. Такое, да. Okay. We can pass to the next question. This question consists of two parts. It's two experiences of two persons, but these experiences are a bit similar. So I would like to read the description of these experiences in together, so that maybe you can say that these experiences are different or the same. I'm not sure. So, first experience. I keep my attention on, it's anapana. I keep my attention on the tip of the nose. Gradually, my mind calms down and goes to the whole body, expanding. The mind becomes very calm and still. A subtle bliss is felt in the body, in my body. But in this state, keeping attention on the tip of the nose breaks this state, and the concentration and clarity of the mind is lost. So if I try to come back to the tip of the nose, I lose this calm state of mind. Is it worth it again and again to return my attention to the tip of the nose, or should I remain in this clear and still state instead? This is the first experience, and the second experience is looks very similar, but maybe it is different. So I start by staying with my breath. I know the in-breath and out-breath, and my attention stays on the upper lip. After a while, I relax so that the body almost ceases to be felt, and bliss is felt in my body. Breathing becomes very quiet. Attention becomes very stable and clear. I keep remembering to breathe, but without any special effort, very gently and subtly. But if I try again to return to the point of contact under my nose, then this clear, calm state is disturbed. And it turns out that my meditation turns into such a cycle, a sort of cycle. The first step, I am in motionless, in the still, pure state of mind. Then I try to move to the point under my nose, and my stillness is broken by this, and I fall into thoughts, and then I pull myself out of the wandering mind in thoughts, and again come into a still calm state of mind. And after this, I try again to return to the point under my nose, and the cycle just repeat again. So if I just sit in this still and clear state of mind, slightly mindful of in breath and out breath, then I manage to stay in it for quite a long time, continuously. Sometimes it lasts about maybe 15 minutes, but in this state, it is difficult to assess how much time has passed since the connection with the outside world is lost in this state. So we have two of these experiences, and it would be wonderful to hear your commentaries and so on. And let me translate first.
Yeah. Okay.
Итак, у нас тут есть два описания опыта в медитации. Они похожи, что они имеют отношение к одному и тому же, но тут до конца нельзя быть уверенным. И вот я сейчас прочитаю оба эти описания, так чтобы мы могли их сравнить, и Бханте мог бы прокомментировать их. Итак, первое описание опыта. Это два разных человека. Первое, значит, держу внимание на кончике носа, постепенно ум успокаивается и уходит на все тело. Ум становится очень спокойным и неподвижным, в теле ощущается тонкое блаженство, но теперь удерживание внимания на кончике носа нарушает это состояние, и я делаю шаг назад в практике, когда пытаюсь вернуть внимание на кончик носа. Собранность и ясность ума при этом теряется. Стоит ли мне снова и снова возвращать внимание на кончик носа, или же нужно оставаться в этом ясном и неподвижном состоянии? Это первый опыт. И второй опыт. Начинаю с того, что остаюсь с дыханием, отмечаю вдох и выдох, и внимание пребывает на верхней губе. Через какое-то время я расслабляюсь так, что тело почти перестает ощущаться, в нем чувствуется блаженство. Дыхание становится очень тихим, внимание становится очень стабильным и ясным. Я продолжаю помнить о дыхании, но без специального усилия, очень мягко и тонко. Если я пытаюсь опять вернуться к точке касания под носом, то тогда это ясное, спокойное состояние нарушается. И получается так, что моя медитация тогда превращается в такие качели или цикл такой. То есть первая стадия, я нахожусь в неподвижном чистом состоянии, потом пытаюсь перейти к точке под носом, неподвижность, частота нарушается, я ухожу в мысли, потом выдергиваю себя из этого блуждания в мыслях, опять в неподвижное чистое состояние, после чего опять пытаюсь вернуться к точке под носом. Если же я просто сижу в неподвижном и чистом состоянии, только слегка памятуя о вдохах и выдохах, то удается оставаться в этом состоянии довольно долго и непрерывно. Иногда это длится даже до 15 минут, хотя время трудно оценить, потому что связь с окружающим миром в этом состоянии она так в значительной степени теряется. Okay.
Please bring some more.
Thank you.
So it is still like it is very wonderful, wonderful that they are talking about their experience. Number one, actually, I was going to ask, like, aren't these people meditating anymore? Why don't they ask about meditation? No, mostly. So it is very nice. Please tell it's very nice, and the observation, especially about their sitting and the inquiry they are doing, is very nice. Please translate that, Ollie.
Первое, что надо сказать, что вот эти вот описания опыта, они очень хорошие, очень такие, как бы, что ли, правильные, да, то есть люди наблюдают за своим опытом, но они очень четко все описывают, и все очень здорово в обоих случаях описано.
So please tell, like, there are some similarities in both the questions, and then there are some kind of differences, which is in a way good. So, Oleg, please tell. Now they are practicing anapan, right? So anapan is the breathing meditation, no? And all these things we feel, even the experiences of this jhanic factor, is a result of that. It's a result of. So they are like byproducts of the practice. And just see, like, if they feel some bliss state or something, or some comfort or rapture or joy or pleasantness, piti or sukha, it is a byproduct of their practice. So, because from both these questions or experiences, they started there, right? They started, then they felt this.
So, absolutely.
So please tell them, number one, because of this, not only that, you will have more and more good experiences. This will become more stronger, more powerful. Then the whole mind will be lit up, lighted, very clear and very powerful even. So this, but still, it is a byproduct of the practice. Just this is number one.
Окей. Дальше, значит, что надо сказать? Вот те благотворные состояния, которые оба человека испытывают в медитации, это джановые факторы, по сути, вот это блаженство, там, собранность ума и прочее, это результат, как бы побочный эффект, собственно, самой практики, то есть анапаны, то есть наблюдение за дыханием. Это как бы первый момент, который необходимо отметить. То есть мы сначала, то есть вы, люди эти, да, сначала, значит, работают с дыханием, и потом начинают происходить вот эти вот благотворные факторы.
So number two is these are the, because whatever happens, we get to know with our mind or perception. No? So perception is the one that identifies this. So whatever this happens, this is like a reflection of the mind. This is like a reflection of the mind. This you feel or anything, because we take it from the whatever we feel, the mind or the body, anything, we have to know with the mind, right? So it is known by a perception. So the thing is, let's go to another thing later on, next one. Yeah? But here, what happens is like these are like reflections of the mind or indications of the mind, or like side effects or something. No? Uh, so we use the thing like byproducts, but so these even later on you will see like lights coming and going. So it's like a reflection of the mind. Then even the things you feel like piti or sukha or ekagata, you will know it as a reflection of the mind state, no? Or even like when you get the nimittas. uh, So it is also because, for example, patipaga nimitta, when the mind is not yet fully settled, patipaga object also comes and goes. Then it comes, or like it's getting bright and reduces, bright and it moves, no? You see, or the color changes. So actually, it is not something that comes like a foreign object. It is your mind state that is shown there. It is not, and it is because of your practice these things appear. So, way for example, if you just stay with the breath, then these kind of uh, reflections of the mind occurs. You feel comfortable, you feel peaceful, you feel very how to say, very, the meditation object feels very friendly towards you. You feel very friendly towards the meditation object, huh? And it's very comfortable, huh? And you tend to like it. So these things happen, but still they are known as a reflection of the mind. We use the perception and say this. So uh, so even in later stages, when the mind is more still, when the like when you're close into access concentration or access concentration, no? Then before that the patibhavaka objects and these things will appear, but that will also show like just like reflections of the mind or the mind state, because they are not coming up from outside and just coming and going, no? It is because we are doing this happens, and this shows how mind, the way how it is. Okay, that is another point.
Дальше, что нужно заметить, что вот те явления, которые мы встречаем в медитации, это как бы отражение состояния нашего ума, да, то есть это не что-то, что приходит там откуда-то извне и так далее. То есть даже потом на более поздних стадиях медитации, если вы будете видеть свет, который там будет приближаться, потом удаляться и прочие такие вещи, это на самом деле не какой-то там свет, который приближается и удаляется, это изменение состояния вашего ума. На самом деле, и этот цвет просто как бы отражает эти изменения, и не более того. Вот. И те явления, которые вы наблюдаете в медитации, другие, да, не обязательно свет, это все тоже отражение, просто отражение изменений состояния вашего ума.
So what happens is, even later on, uh, yeah, when we are focused on these kind of things, our meditation breaks. Our meditation will come to the other point, and what happens later on. So actually, because we are focusing here, right? And when we feel some bliss state or something, it could be within our heart region, no? Or if you feel your body feels comfortable and peace, then you focus on the body. So then actually the meditation breaks. No? So that is the reason why next step, like when you come back, it is difficult, because that pattern, and then you don't feel those anymore, because the thing that made it happen was broken. Like a food machine or something, it produces food and then suddenly it breaks, no? Then no more food, no? So likewise, like the bliss or comfortable state or that was happening because of the practice you were doing, then suddenly our attention, because many minds have to know, and if you are staying there for some more time, when you recognize it and know it and all these things, huh, then what happens? This anapana breaks. Then when you, and then one person said that is a nice thing, like when they try to stay with the breath, huh, but surely it will be difficult because the process was broken. Okay, that's another point.
So if we feel the bliss in the body, we naturally break our concentration on the breath and on the contact point.
Right.
And so because of that, our meditation is actually broken finally.
Broken and difficult to come, and you want, it's like they explain, no, in their experience, like they didn't feel it anymore, or it was lesser, no, and like many thoughts came after that because it was broken, no. That is the reason, because just to know that, identify that, and be with that, or if you especially going around the body, or like moving your mind from this to that, huh, then and I'll tell you the reason also why next. I'll tell you the reason also why. Okay.
Okay. Следующий пункт, который хотел бы сказать, что когда у нас внимание смещается от дыхания на вот эти ощущения, то как бы, в общем, процесс сосредоточения, он ломается тем самым, да, то есть получается так, что мы в каком-то смысле прерываем вот этот вот процесс медитации. И из-за этого в том числе и ум может стать активнее потом, когда мы пытаемся обратно вернуться к медитации, потому что для нас это уже сам процесс как бы нарушился, приходится как бы его опять восстанавливать. Это активность. Соответственно, из-за этой активности ум начинает продуцировать новую активность и так далее. То есть получается, что весь этот процесс нарушается совсем окончательно. Okay?
So the reason is like we are caught up in the perception. It's like you light a match and then you are caught up in the flame, or there's something that lights the flame, but we are caught up in the flame and we don't do this anymore, that lights it up. So likewise, what happens in the mind? Okay, we get the experience, and then the perception, we say, okay, for example, we say, oh, there was a strong light, like a car headlight, or it was like the sunlight, or like a flashlight, but it was not, right? It was a way of saying it. This is done by the perception. No, you don't sit in front of a car and meditate like that. No, the headlights, no, no, come into your face. Or usually nobody puts a flashlight to your face, no? And usually when your eyes are closed, like the sunlight, even if it comes, you feel this like reddish in color, and you see a difference. It's not like the bright light you see with open eyes. Huh? So these are ways of we put out the perception from the perceptions we have. I say like, oh, this was like the sunlight, or I say like, because this I have seen the sunlight, no? I have a perception of it. The perception can identify and then later also recognize. So then, but Buddha said perception is like a mirage. You see like water, but it's not water. When you go there, nothing. On a hot day and all, on a road or desert, no? Or any place like that, you see like water, but when you go there, nothing. So likewise, when you are caught up, okay, I'll tell you exactly. Because of this experience happened. Hmm? Then we have a perception, oh, it was like a flashlight. It was like the sun. It was like car headlight, so powerful. Huh? So then what happens is thought processes happen according to that perception. And waves, because they build like comfortable rupa. Huh? Like because you were practicing kosala, no? Then it even goes through the whole body for generations and generations for some time. But what we have done is we have stopped the process that was generating it. And we are caught up, and yeah, for some time it can stay like that. You feel you are there, but you are with the perception. Usually remember some incident from the past. If it was a very good and pleasant thing, you can think about it and, oh, it was so nice at that time, no, so very nice. It was a wonderful day or wonderful experience, and you feel very comfortable, no, very maybe peaceful even. The perception can do that. They can bring the same kind of experience from past experience, but it happens now. Because it's happening now, the things that brought it up is no more. Huh? So then what happens is you can stay there for some time, but you are going after the mirage. When you go to the mirage, and I'll tell you another reason also. So uh, what happens is there's nothing there. Huh? Because we have stopped the reason that is bringing it up. Okay?
Мгм. И далее, вот мы пребываем с объектом, у нас возникают благотворные факторы. Если мы на них перемещаем внимание, то мы, по сути, перемещаем внимание на мираж, потому что мы, тем самым прерываем связь с тем процессом, который, собственно, является источником этих благотворных факторов. То есть само наше восприятие, оно может такие вещи делать, то есть оно может вот на основе каких-то там благотворных факторов, которые у нас появились, начать продуцировать какие-то состояния, которые мы раньше, например, испытывали, тоже вроде бы приятные, да, и вот мы дальше уже пребываем в этих приятных состояниях. Но это уже как бы миражные такие состояния, потому что, повторюсь, мы прервали связь с тем фактором, с тем изначальным как бы занятием, которое производило, собственно, эти благотворные факторы. То есть мы прервали связь с сосредоточением на объекте медитации.
And another huge reason, not only anybody, this can happen, and few people we were discussing and practicing also this happened, and for me also it had happened before. This perception thing also had happened, and for some people they are waiting for me also for some time, some very good experience from the past. They are waiting for that exact experience, but it's the perception, because it's a new sitting, no, but they are waiting maybe many years old experience to come back, which won't come back, no, it's just a perception of it. And Oleg, another thing is kama chanda, because it is a hindrance. So the wanting of the experience, for example, the blissful state. So you want to be there. It is good, it is nice, but slowly kama chanda or sensual desire creeps. We don't even feel it, just like we are agitated with the maybe the breath even. Oh, this breath is stopping me from having this nice experience. No, why should I be with the breath when I can be here? No, you get angry. The mind starts fighting this meditation object also. It's like fighting with your parents, no? Like, no, because they were the ones who brought you to this life, but now we are fighting with them, no? And so likewise, what happens is like, because we want and we have heard of these, no, then it is good and everything, but these hindrances are very tricky. They come in the act of wanting this experience, but actually behind that mask is kamachan. And when it doesn't happen, then it's vyapada, anger, and or rejecting the object. Even the meditation, or even the would be even the teacher or Buddha or anything. Like so, the five hindrances slowly creep in like that also. I we in the past few days also, like not past time also, like there were one or two people like because they want this experience, or we have heard about it, no. So the wanting is there. So actually, that is kamachan that is coming in, and then when it doesn't happen, it's vyapad. So this is a huge reason, because it is totally opposite of the jhanic factors. So no wonder the meditation crashes, or you cannot keep that state for long.
Yeah, that's interesting. Значит, следующий момент заключается в том, что если есть, скорее всего, здесь все-таки есть какое-то тонкое стремление к тому, чтобы вот пребывать вот в этом вот приятном состоянии, как бы его воспроизводить, может быть, оно как бы из прошлого знакомо нам, и мы его воспроизводим, то на самом деле здесь, даже если вот состояние действительно хорошее там и так далее, на самом деле здесь есть тонкая камачанда, то есть стремление к чувственному удовольствию. И оно прокрадывается незаметно и постепенно как бы все отравляет, и в итоге ломает всю практику. То есть и в том числе именно поэтому мы не можем оставаться вот в этом состоянии долго, потому что там появляется этот фактор неблаготворный, то есть помеха, пятая помеха, да, камачанда, а она влечет за собой следующий этап – это беспокойство ума, то есть неусидчивость ума, и ум начинает двигаться, и мы начинаем, ну, то есть, короче, вот медитация нарушается в итоге. Вот, то есть мы тем самым, получается, что кормим помеху. И в итоге получается так, что ум уже начинает как бы сражаться, да, сам с собой. То есть вот есть одно состояние приятное, есть там другое состояние, которое ум расценивает как неприятное, он начинает сопротивляться этому, и вот начинается уже борение такое внутреннее.
So, I'll tell, like, there are, even today we met in Sri Lanka discussion about meditation. So there are two friends, two elderly gentlemen. So one is like doing very well, like really keen. So he's definitely improving, no? But his friend is listening to all what he's doing, and most of his meditation session, he had been doing what was told to his friend. No, so the wanting is there, but he's not really there. No? So his kamachanda creeps in. uh, then actually he cannot do meditation. So for us also, anybody, like because we want, for example, for some time, for me, I really wanted the nimitta, because everybody was talking about the nimitta. I was like really desperate. No, I wanted the nimitta, because I thought, okay, if I get the nimitta, then I can go further. Because everybody was talking about the nimitta. When you go to the interviews also, you hear about the nimitta. And like later I was so frustrated and annoyed and angry also, no, with myself. Like, where's the limit? You know, what is it? So these are all defilements or uh, like the hindrances, no? Okay, we should get there or we should go even further. It's not the case of the nimitta, no? So then you understand, like, and then in those two people work, it was clearly to be seen. Like even nibbana, no, or even jhana or anything, like we want and we are practicing, but we want, and then it is a good thing, no? But karma and then all can show that and act like a mask, and then slowly actually karma is the one that is creeping inside. Because if you're practicing properly, you won't get frustrated. Even it happened to me, you know, or the wanting, like the real desperate craving. It's not the sense of urgency, which is a kusala. This is something you like get a cup or something, no, or a medal or a certificate, no, or go higher. So this is acting with karma chanda, and if it doesn't happen, I also got frustrated. Those two people also clearly can see. The friend is listening to those, and then he is actually the time when he said, Bhante, I also tried this, but what to do, you know, like if he did it properly in his own manner, then he could have been there. But most of the weeks you can hear like he's listening to the other, because the other friend comes very early and he's really there. But this one always comes later and listens. So yeah, this is another reason. Then I'll tell like exactly how our teachers also taught us.
Окей. Ну, то есть даже желание даже хороших вещей, таких как там джаны, там даже ниббана, все это может в итоге привести к тому, что камачанда, желание чувственного удовольствия, ну, как бы используя вот это вот вроде бы благотворное понятие типа ниббаны, как маску, оно за ним прокрадывается и, значит, в итоге отравляет практику. Поэтому очень вот эти тонкие моменты даже бывает, когда люди там просто услышат, как у другого человека происходит практика, и они стремятся как бы вот к тому, чтобы у них тоже была такая же практика, и это порождает тоже камачанду. Вот, но это не о том речь идет, что это вот в данном случае имеет место, потому что это два независимых случая, то есть люди друг о друге, то есть не знали об опыте друг друга, поэтому это вот два совершенно независимых случая. Вот, но тем не менее, вот суть в том, что камачанда, она может вот таким образом прокрасться, да, и, ну, можно сказать, отравить практику.
So when we were there, like the teachers and all, they were teaching us. They said, just be with the breath. Just be with the breath. Then not only 1 hour, no, 2 hours, 3 hours, without any disturbance. So when you start doing that, what happens is, they also ask, can you sit comfortably and peacefully, no? For 3 hours, and not only 3 hour, no, many 3 hours. Then first it seems difficult, frustrated, all these things happen, shaking or no, like the train is shaking or trying to go off track, no, or off the rails. So then, but later the 1 hour becomes very easy and comfortable. Okay, this is peace, this is sukha, but not to the highest point, no. It's not the third jhana. So we don't have to actually worry about these things, because you will feel more comfortable in the practice also. You will feel the meditation object is very helpful, very delightful, or very friendly. Huh? And then you'll feel very comfortable. Even the whole hour, it feels like maybe 5 minutes spent. It's not like, oh, 1 hour I sat. No, nothing like that. So this is actually piti sukha at working and helping you. Then 2 hours, 3 hours also simple. Then but still, like when you do many 3 hour sittings, and but 1 hour is also quite good, enough. If a person can do 1 hour fully, no problem. So without any disturbances, any disturbance. Because otherwise how to do, no? We are working towards chitta visuddhi. It's not just we are trying to do concentration meditation only, no? Or like how to say, yeah, because this is just the second part of the 7 stages of purification, just to stop the 5 hindrances. No, this is the main thing. So then later this kind of nimittas start to appear. So then they get bright and strong, but still it's a reflection. This is because you are now practicing like 3 hours continuous, and it's easy, you can do. And then they become bright, but still the teachers say, no, you be with the breath. Then you wonder, no, why? And if you have heard something all different, then it's a big problem. Because you hear the other meditation, they ask you them to be with the patibhaga. Then you think, are they still asking me to stay with the breath? Huh? So they just say, stay with the breath, stay with the breath, stay with the breath. Still, and those stages, which is really close now, even close to absorption. So uh, uh, then at some point there's some process that happens. It's called the unification. Then still you see the breath. But after that, actually the patibhaga object takes over. Object takes over. You can be done. It cannot be done by force or anything. It happens naturally. Then, however, you try to put, but you're fully awake, and 3 hours even no problem to you, and no disturbances. It's like a pure block. Then, however, you try to put your attention to the breath, the patibhaga object is the one that is coming and staying. You try to breathe the breath, but this comes. No? And it stays, no, not just comes and goes or anything. Because it is the mind that shows. Then the teacher say, okay, now you be with the patibhaga. So please still don't be in a hurry. Okay, you planted the seed, but don't try to eat the fruit now. Now it's okay, maybe now you have been practicing, so the tree is growing. So let it grow. Help it to grow. Put water.
So is it right to say that the recommendation for this gentleman is to try
Just
to,
feel the breath.
yeah, and
I don't think they like it or not, but yeah, that's the way. Don't be in a hurry to eat the fruit before you see. Soon as you plant it, now the tree is the tree is growing now, no? They feel some.
I mean, when they come to find themselves in this calm and still mind, they just to get to the breath with this stillness, but into the breath.
That was a nice part that the second person told. Like within this still or anything they feel, that person is still trying to be with the breath. But actually, what we do is like soon as you even feel, because it takes many mind moments or many mind thought streams to feel it, know it. Usually what happens, Oleg, like when you practice many sessions, the mind notices all this. It's like a road you pass every day, no? You don't have to check one by one or go to that shop. You know it's there. Huh? You don't stop and check the address every day and go in and see, oh, this is the one. No? It stops your journey. No? But when you go every day on that same road, you know this house is here, this house is there. It's not like you go house to house and check on all the details, no? And
Mm-hmm.
who's here, what are they doing, no? All this, no? But you know, no, like because the mind can catch these things. So we want to make it more and more powerful. So actually, what happens is the opposite of what they say. The this blissful state or happiness or uh, joy will be more and more powerful. That's why surely, no, the second jhana, third jhana, they are more powerful, no, to their peak, highest peak, no. So let it happen because it's the karma chanda, and then when it doesn't happen, it's their father again. But what we want is the opposite, the jhanic factors, because if they come, the jhanic factors don't stay. But if the
So,
jhanic factors are there, these people won't come.
so the question is, when we practice further and further, our concentration and being on the touching point is the same, or it becomes more subtle, or it becomes more concentrated, or how? Because the
They ask
second,
this question.
because this the second person says that after a time his concentration becomes more subtle.
Sure.
Just he just
Yeah.
remembers about the breathe in and breathe out, and that's all.
No problem.
Yeah, that's
No.
okay.
Yeah. Because the mind is settling down. Usually, the long breaths or the rougher breaths are associated with somanasse and domanasse.
Mm-hmm.
But the subtle breath is associated with upekha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then when the mind is become more tranquil and more neutral, then the breath definitely, not only that, the teachers and even any practitioner, like even the breath, if this seems to disappear,
Mm-hmm.
but you are still breathing. So they say just be in that area
Mm-hmm.
because the breath is more subtler than the body sense to at that time. So, but at some point you will feel it again.
Mm-hmm.
So the key thing is don't be in a hurry. Huh? So just let it happen. Just don't like interfere.
Mm-hmm.
Just let the natural process happen.
Okay. Okay.
Then you can go to more higher, more powerful, more blissful states, even more than this 15 minutes.
Мгм. Окей, thank you. Значит, следующий момент заключается в следующем. Учителя, которые обучают сосредоточению, они каждый раз, когда вот ученики приходят с описанием подобного опыта, они им советуют следующее. Оставайтесь с дыханием, просто оставайтесь с дыханием, продолжайте оставаться с дыханием. Через какое-то время человек, просто практикующий, будет способен с легкостью и комфортом оставаться с дыханием непрерывно много часов подряд, да, без всяких там каких-то этих подвигов и так далее. То есть это все благодаря вот сукхе и пити, радость и блаженство. Просто быть с дыханием, да. Но вот мы садимся, у нас, значит, все успокаивается, ум успокаивается, и сосредоточение, оно тоже, в принципе, становится более тонким. Оно, как бы сказать, это как когда человек едет по дороге, ну, каждый раз по одной и той же, каждый день, он уже не отслеживает каждую примету, да, чтобы не сбиться с дороги. Он уже знает эту дорогу. И тут точно так же, то есть дыхание, сосредоточение на дыхании становится более тонким. И дыхание само становится более тонким, но оно остается, и мы остаемся с дыханием, и остаемся вот в этой области, да, где чувствуется дыхание. И постепенно этот процесс будет развиваться естественным образом, будут появляться какие-то другие явления, там свет и прочее, но это все будет происходить в свое время. Наша задача не торопиться. Наша задача дать развиваться процессу своим чередом, без спешки. Не пытаться съесть фрукт, который еще не вырос, да? Дать сначала ему вырасти и созреть. Вот. То есть надо продолжать быть с дыханием. Продолжать быть с дыханием. Это самое главное, что мы можем сделать. Это, в принципе, именно это является драйвером всего процесса. То есть именно благодаря этому процесс будет развиваться дальше.
So please tell, like, don't be in a hurry. Like, it's like a journey, no? So you can rest when you get to the destination. It will be much, much more worth it, and much, much more, because if you stop at somewhere and sit on the road or something, then the momentum, you lose the momentum also, no? And the can even it can delay you from reaching the actual destination or what is really needed. So then you can really feel the tranquility. So if you feel calm and peaceful, use that to help you go easily. It's like now the waves are less. Even you don't have to pedal even. If it's a bicycle, it's not like uphill or something. Just relax and let the bicycle go by itself. You don't have to pedal like before. So then just let it go, like just like those teachers say, like uh, practicing comfortably and peacefully. So that is the idea of these jhanic factors appearing, but still they are not at their peak. Actually, peak is the jhana absorption. Even access concentration is not. So to change in other meditations also, it's the same case. Other meditations also, at some point, the patibhaga object appears. Then only we change our attention to a different thing. Because we have to, not because we want to. Because that they overpowers the meditation object. But it was a result of the meditation. So any meditation, at some point, there is parikama nimitta, uggha nimitta, patibhaga nimitta. So even if you get caught up in the uggha nimitta or something, that is also becomes a problem. It's same thing. You get caught up in the perception, and the thing that is making it stops. That's why we say breaking. The meditation breaks, no? And then even in patibhaga object, like when they focus on the patibhaga object before, sometimes the patibhaga object disappears for weeks on, even months. This is that like that Venerable Achancha's example. Like the animals in the forest, he sits near the lake, and the animals who are hiding comes out and they drink, play, But these animals he had seen. But some, after these animals go, very exotic, And some animals he didn't even know or didn't understand if somebody had told him. And if he had even blinked the eye or just think like, wow, no, those animals would run and not come back for months. So he used these examples like the first things we feel rapture, kind of pleasantness and comfortable. These are like some animals we know. They come first. But these animals also, if you like shake or something, they will disappear for maybe weeks. And then the very exotic animals, they are like the patibhaga object. And that even if you just have a thought of like, wow, or he says like, if you even shake your eyes or move a little, they will not come back for months because they are very rare. So he used this for the meditation also as example. So even if we think like, wow, I see light now, breaks. We have to just keep on, just like the Buddha's example, like rubbing the fire sticks. Even if he said just rub until it lights up, then you can stop. You can enjoy, use that fire for something, no? Coffee, cooking, something, no? But if you stop at some point and wow, these are getting hot, now I can see, no, something happening, or maybe this is hot, or maybe this is cold. I must check or see what it's experiencing. Then this gets cold. The sticks get cold, right? So later on,
Right.
you can enjoy or like stay in the jhana for hours and hours with full of all this experience. But now do the thing that is getting you there. That's very easy. Just before if it was difficult, now it will get more and more easier for you.
Mhm.
Because now the jhanic factors are helping you. But if you get caught up in them, they disappear. And the bad guys or Kamach and the Vyapada will creep inside again. Then the mind start wandering, all will follow, not only one or two. They send one and then the others will slowly come. Then mind starts wandering again. One person said, no, like again, many thoughts came. And then Uddacha, wandering mind. Then maybe remorse, like their experience, no? Like, oh, I lost it or didn't come back, no? It's also kind of a remorse like thing, no?
Окей. Значит, мы не пытаемся вмешаться в этот процесс, то есть не отвлекаем. Это как путешествие, да, то есть мы, когда должны пройти определенный маршрут, то есть если мы просто останавливаемся на, на какой-то обочине, там, не знаю, там, смотрим на виды, то мы просто теряем время. У нас задача дойти до конечной точки. Вот, а конечная точка, она стоит того, там, все виды, которые мы можем по пути увидеть, они ничто по сравнению с тем, что мы найдем в конце. Поэтому необходимо не останавливаться, а продолжать. Необходимо оставаться с дыханием и, ну или там, это касается и всех остальных тоже объектов медитации, оставаться с объектом медитации и продолжать. То есть если взять вот эти вот два описания практики, то они очень схожи, с одной стороны. С другой стороны, есть различие в том, что во втором описании человек все же остается с объектом, да, вот, и там просто более грубое сосредоточение, оно ломает немножко практику. То есть, в принципе, хотя бы чуть-чуть, хотя бы тонкое сосредоточение, но с дыханием должно оставаться. Вот, то есть мы должны оставаться с объектом медитации в любом случае, не отвлекаясь на другие какие-то возникающие приятные состояния.
Okay.
Окей.
So no worries, like please use those things as help and first thing, like we just focus on the breath, but not in a very tight and way, very easily, and just make a full hour of it without any disturbance. That is number one. Then all these things start happening. All these things start happening. Then later there's a time you can, there will be, but that also we cannot do. It does it. For example, the patibhaga object. But still the teachers say, no, be with the breath, be with the breath. And at some point you cannot. It's not because you don't have mindfulness or other thoughts are coming. No. The patibhaga object becomes so prominent and dominant. So then you try, but it's not a disturbance. And some point, like for me also, the breath was like you just keep a piece of cotton wool here. But I just kept the mindfulness there, no, because I know I'm still breathing, no. When you're just doing anapana, it's not the fourth jhana, it's not nibbana, no. So even if you really don't feel it, still the meditator has to know this is not the fourth jhana, it's not nibbana, or either you are not dead, no. So the breathing happens. So we just have to be there or be in this area without panicking or anything. And then again you'll feel the breath. Then later there'll be a huge thing that happens. There's some big thing in store. But before that, if you break it or try to experience it, it's sometimes superficial, or even if you feel it, you can get caught up in the perception. Then you break the process that is making this. Then everything crashes. Okay?
Мы продолжаем оставаться с дыханием без того, чтобы там цепляться за него там слишком жестко, но и не уходим от него, остаемся с дыханием. Может быть, в какой-то момент сами ощущения дыхания будут пропадать. Мы все равно остаемся в этой точке касания, да, вниманием. Через какое-то время эти ощущения вернутся, они просто будут более тонкими. Вот Бханте описывает их как вот, ну, для него, по крайней мере, это так выглядело, как будто здесь такой кусочек ватки, что ли, был около, ну, в этой точке. То есть это более тонкие такие ощущения. Но, то есть суть в том, что мы все равно остаемся с дыханием. Если дыхание не ощущается просто в этой точке, без сверхцепляния, очень мягко, но остаемся. И задача наша, ну или как сказать, такая веха, что ли, или отсечка такая, да, это когда мы доходим до такого состояния, что мы в течение часа можем сидеть, не отвлекаясь в этой точке. Тогда очень многие вещи начинают происходить. Если мы отвлекаемся на возникающие какие-то ощущения, факторы, даже если они джановые, то мы в итоге просто попадаем в ловушку ума, который нам вот как бы увлекается вот этими вот явлениями, убегает с дороги, и мы в итоге вообще оказываемся не знамо где. В общем, у нас все ломается в итоге, вся наша практика.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So we, as for Jake's experience, we will discuss it in our chat, right? Yeah,
okay.
I wrote you about his experience. I can read it in voice in you prefer, because it's long text, maybe it's more easy for you to just to listen and so on, if you like.
Sorry, yeah, I'll check the messages. These days I couldn't do anything, but
I see. I mean, I just cannot type it, but read it.
voice message.
Yeah, voice as a voice message, right? If you like.
Okay, okay, that's also good.
Окей. Я просто хотел сказать, что некоторые люди посылали сообщения в эти дни. Бханте, он не отвечал, но просто он был очень занят в эти дни, вот, и не мог ответить. Как вот сейчас появится у него окно, он тут же ответит, так что вы не беспокойтесь, что тут как-то вот не отвечают на ваши сообщения. So, we have no question for today.
What about this? In the chat, there's one. I saw something coming in the chat. Oleg.
Yeah. Okay. One lady is going to the solо-retrit these days, and she asks you for some recommendations for this retreat. She practices metta meditation.
Or like how to say, make a time. Solo means by herself, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like one thing, make a timetable and
schedule,
no? And maybe if she has to go do prepare the food or something for her, if somebody can give it, very nice, no? Help in that time period, then she doesn't have to worry about that also. She has that time also. And then allocate and put in as much as possible time to meditate, because this is special time, no? Because you are devoting yourself. Later you can read books, do all the things like this time. And then if possible, some people like if they really want to progress and all, just reduce the gaps between two sittings, like, and that also, if they are able to do, not very tired and all, do walking meditation and go to the next if they are not very tired. And then because other days we don't have, maybe it's difficult to find time for people, no? So then maybe early morning, or after getting up one, after breakfast one, then afternoon one session, and in the night one session. Just like keeping it like a very good practice. And that also you can check and see, because you write the timetable, no? And then you see like how much, but don't keep gaps, or don't just keep time to just, because this is a special time when you are using, and try to go for the very best stages you can go to with metta meditation, no? And use very simple ways. For example, like practicing on the person whom you have a lot of respect to. Later you can bring it the mind with doing with the 12 groups of beings and the 10 directions. But many settings, like focus on that you do to yourself and focus on that person. And then walking meditation also you can do either left, right, no, or lifting and placing, or lifting, moving, placing 3 steps or 4 steps, anything. And then maybe in a next thing you can bring metta also to that. You can use a small term like sukhi hotu. Then okay, left foot, you use that also. You combine. But before you can just do the basic left, right, lifting, placing, lifting, moving, placing. And then when you do for a few days or few times, then you can slowly add the meditation also to that, because you know how to use already you have done the walking meditation, no?
Yeah.
And if you're on self-retreat, it's very nice. Then you can do very mindfully whatever the things you do. Because we brush our teeth, clean ourselves. Maybe she has to prepare her own food, or even some cup of tea or no coffee. And another thing, like if possible, ask her to take some very powerful vows. For example, like the 8 precepts, if possible. And if she knows, then the meditation becomes very powerful. And if she likes, or do some chantings in the first and the last part. So these seem like the basics of a retreat. But she can alternate this, but don't keep, because this is a special time. Later you can do just relax, no, many things. But retreat, really go on retreat. And then just like those people, like what we want to relax or let the mind be free, all these things can be achieved by that consistency. And this can bring like many months of practice. It can be brought up to a very short time period if somebody is really focused and giving it a lot of time and energy. Because if it took like 3 months, if a person puts like a maximum effort like that, it will be reduced. Maybe it brings it more and more closer in a huge way. Otherwise, it becomes further and further and further.
Okay.
So yeah, like timetable, and then the things she can do, and the things reduce to make it very simple, and have place of thing like that doesn't disturb you or the others also. Others, there'll be conflicts or difficulties, no? Like you cannot say I'm going to self retreat, and when everybody's watching television or something, do walking meditation, right? Or ask everybody to just shut up and I'm on a retreat, no? Uh, don't shout or anything, no? Uh, then it will have conflict, no?
Yeah.
So first see those sides also and select the best possible situation. But this is a very nice thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice thing to do, and organize it in a very simple but nice manner. Then you don't have to think, no, what should I do next? Maybe I do this, maybe I do that, because you already organized it well. Then the times can keep alarm or reminder or anything. And then if not possible, don't use mobile phones or all this, keep it aside for that time period.
Mm-hmm.
All the disturbances, television, mobiles, no, all these things. And let some few people know also, maybe your family or relatives or friends, no, and they know you're on retreat, and they might stop some disturbances also, or don't disturb she's on a retreat. uh, when the family don't know, now we can difficult to talk to her. This time she's on in silence, no. So like that, it's possible. And do the day-to-day activities also very slowly and very mindfully. Then you can add the meditation later on, just like the walking meditation, to that. Especially metta, very easy. Like if you say sukhi hotu, all those 4 things are like gathered into one. So she can use, oh, be well, no? We can use it in Russian,
Yeah.
in that language. We use like supateva, no, in Sinhala. So it can be used for everything. All those may be free from anger, free from mental pain, physical pain, live happily and peacefully. All that can be put into one word. or towards sukhi or so yeah, it is possible.
Итак, значит, рекомендации такие. Первое. Надо составить себе расписание. Расписание дня. То есть, что мы делаем там утром, вечером там, и так далее. То есть, все прямо по порядку. И дальше придерживаться этого расписания. Нужно для медитации уделить максимальное время, которое вы можете уделить. И между медитациями, между сессиями зазор должен быть минимальный, насколько это возможно. То есть вы одна медитация, вы походили, может быть, сейчас, минуточку, походили в медитации ходьбы, потом раз сели в следующую медитацию. Пардон. Вот. Там что-то поделали, следующей медитации и так далее. То есть вы делаете зазоры как можно меньше. Дальше. В качестве объекта медитации, поскольку у вас метта, вы пока берете именно благого друга, то есть, женщину в данном случае, одну, и только с ней работаете, и больше пока ни на что не отвлекаетесь. Дальше. В медитации ходьбы вы можете поначалу просто отмечать шаги левый, правый, а потом уже постарайтесь привнести как бы метту в медитацию ходьбы. Да, можно просто памятовать фразу типа «пусть все будут счастливы» или «сукхе», или что-то в этом роде. Вот. И вот уже привносить метту таким образом в ходьбу. Дальше, в повседневной деятельности, которую вы будете выполнять, вы пребываете в осознанности, то есть пребываете в том, что вы делаете. Да, вот то, о чем мы говорили, вот это вот как бы остановка, да, поверхностного ума, то есть пребывание прямо здесь и сейчас, без вот этих каких-то отлетаний в прошлое, в будущее и прочее, вы делаете именно то, что вы делаете сейчас. Пусть это будет медленнее, чем обычно, торопиться вам некуда, ретрит, как бы, да, никуда бежать не надо. Вот. Следующий пункт. Нужно каждый день принимать предписания. Настолько, так сказать, жесткие, насколько вы можете. Может быть, 8 или 10 предписаний. Это будет очень сильно добавлять энергии, потому что это очень сильная благая карма. Далее, очень неплохо было бы практиковать также чантинг, да, то есть повторение благих фраз, молитв, выражение почтения Будде, 3 драгоценностям, принятие прибежищ, может быть, какая-то из благих суд, из этих, как их, парит, да, из парита суд, вот, и так далее. То есть то, что вам ближе, вот вы выбираете и как бы произносите, то есть практикуйте вот такие вещи, да, там, может быть, вот если у вас есть алтарь, вот с алтарем и так далее. Естественно, место, в котором вы совершаете ретрит, должно быть по возможности уединенным, чтобы там не было людей, которые занимаются мирскими какими-то делами, да, потому что там, если кто-то смотрит телевизор, а вы в это время там, значит, совершаете ретрит, это может определенный, так сказать, диссонанс внести. Вот. Дальше желательно отказаться от смартфонов и от прочих таких вещей на это время. И от общения тоже надо по возможности отказаться или, по крайней мере, его сократить до минимума. Вот, то есть рекомендации такие на одиночный ретрит.
Okay.
Окей. So, если других вопросов нет, то тогда мы на сегодня заканчиваем. So it seems that there's no questions anymore.
So please tell Oleg, I still bless and pray every day.
Yeah.
And for everybody to be protected and be safe, and for all these troubles to end, no? But please know, even the Buddha had said this is going downwards, like it's really going downhill. So please, let's quickly, even in our countries, it's the same. Like everything is like crumbling, no? So only thing we can save is our mind, which is true. So all these other commerce, let's give to those any other persons who are involved, and let's try to at least save the mind. And for that, we'll have to practice, no? And quickly go towards enlightenment. Then whatever happens around us doesn't matter. Not that we don't care or anything, but it won't make akusala in our minds, no? Because that will lead us to who knows where, right? So let's all like Buddha's words, no? He said he said let's he said like don't he said for the last time I am telling you, no? Amantayami vovaya dhamma sankhara, no? All formations perish, no? Via dhamma. It is a fact, no? So apamadena sampadita, no? Build a huge sense of urgency and act upon it, no? So let's all do that, huh?
Okay. Бханте говорит, что он неизменно продолжает молиться за всех нас, чтобы мы все были в безопасности. И он говорит, что все тяжелые времена это просто такое состояние мира, да, и этого не избежать. Мир такой, то есть вещи идут так или иначе к худшему, поэтому мы отвечать на них должны только одним усилением чувства неотложности в практике, и поэтому мы должны просто практиковать еще больше в ответ на все эти вот явления и так далее. Поэтому вот давайте будем практиковать. Да? Будда нам сказал, что все, его последние слова были, что все формации, если я так правильно услышал и правильно помню, все формации не вечно, они заканчиваются, и наша задача – это усилить чувство неотложности и практиковать. Вот таким образом.
Okay, you all also have a very good night, and you all be safe and protected.
Thank you very much, Bhante. That was wonderful as always, and it was
very nice to meet you all, and very nicely of talking about the experiences, and you also like helping all these people, and to help them go towards the spiritual path, which is a great thing, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to have you as a guide.
No, as a spiritual friend, no, we both are doing and we are trying to help, no, as much as possible, no.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good night to you all.
Yeah.
Have a very good night and a good rest.
Yeah. Всем спокойной ночи и до свидания.